How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick. I also go by Golden Guy, and I am your coach of the Philadelphia Pinsirs. And we're coming back to you with another UNPL Season 4 Draft League matchup. This week, we are taking on Coach Flygon and his Florida Flygons. Whew, it's a little bit of a mouthful. And yeah, he's got a pretty tough team, much like all of our opponents. I know this, I say the same thing week in, week out, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty tough team, and hopefully we have things to deal with it. If you missed last week's battle, I'm about to ruin it for you in 3, 2, 1. We did pick up another win. So we are now sitting at 2-2 after last week's battle against Emerald Miner. And so is our opponent. So we're both sitting at 2-2. We're looking to break that 500 and get into the winning bracket. And we have a lot to prove this match. We need a win. We want to show that we're here to compete and that nobody cannot take us seriously. That being said, we've got our work cut out for us this week, and it's going to be tough. But let's look at the matchup, guys. So, looking at Flygon's team, he has access to his #1 overall pick, mind you. His first pick of round 1 was Flygon, his Terra captain. His name is Flygon. He coaches the Florida Flygons. Flygon was his #1 pick. Needless to say, I think he likes Flygon, right? Terra availability in ground, steel, or electric. I do think that those are some pretty good types for Flygon. I think it would have been funny to see a poison Terra and just toxic stall people to death, but that's just me. Access to the levitate ability, as you know. Can set up with Dragon Dance, could run a Throat Spray Boom Burst set, could be Choice Band, could be Choice Scarf. It's very variable, I guess. It can do whatever you need it to do. I think in this matchup, it makes a lot of sense for it to either be Choice Scarf or some kind of Dragon Dance setup if it wants to come. And yeah, I mean, it hits pretty hard once it can get set up, and it can pretty freely spam Earthquake against most teams and Dragon coverage as well. But I do think that we have some mons on our team to help us deal with that a little bit better. If it does come, I could definitely see it being Terra Steel to deal better with the Galarian Wheezing, the Kilowattrel a little bit better. I mean, ground would do pretty good into that. It could help it deal with, what else do I have on my team? Clefable for sure. And yeah, so I do think that Terra Steel makes a lot of sense in this matchup. It would allow it to resist any of the dragon type attacks that Dragapult wants to go for as well. Then he managed to grab DEOXYS-SPEED form on the second round. Super fast, base 180 speed as you see there. Can still hit relatively hard. Can also just set up spikes if it wants to. It can just be a hazard setter. It could be purely offensive. He's been running it fairly offensive, but he doesn't have to. I do think it can take a couple of hits, but it's definitely the fastest thing that's going to hit the field. He could easily run Choice Specs on it and just go into my team pretty hard. And yeah, I mean, it gets access to Psycho Boost, which is like a Psychic Draco Meteor. So it is something to consider. And then he has access to Azumarill. Azumarill has access to that thick, fat Sap Sipper, and most importantly, the huge power abilities, which doubles its base attack. Belly Drum setup set, Choice Band set, Assault Vest set. It can do it all. It can be a Whirlpool Trapper if it really wanted to, I think. It either doesn't get Whirlpool or it doesn't get Perish Song. I don't remember which one, but it can't do both in this gen. It's something to pay attention to. We don't really have many switch-ins to water types outside of being able to Terra Water or something, or just a defensive typing in general. Normally, Dragapult would be a decent water switch-in, but this one gets access to Fairy moves as well, and we don't want that. Then he's got access to Ursaluna Blood Moon. Mind's Eye allows it to hit Psychic type attacks into Dark type Pokemon. normal type attacks and fighting type attacks into ghost type Pokemon. So it's like a Scrappy, but with psychic type attacks too. Hits incredibly hard on the specially offensive side. It's also it's fairly frail on the specially defensive side. Access to things like Hyper Voice, Earth Power, Blood Moon, which means that it can't hit that move twice in a row, so something to pay attention to damage-wise. And yeah, then he's got a Alolan Muck. I love Alolan Muck. Dark Poison's great typing, it's only weak to ground. Can take hits, dish them out, has access to the Poison Touch ability to poison our people. And yeah, I mean, it could be a Curse Recycle set, it could be a Salt Vest, it could be pretty much anything. Black Sludge for longevity, something to keep in mind. Does get access to Toxic Spikes in this gen. Now he's got Jirachi, the Flinch Master. Body Slam into Iron Head for paras into flinches, Choice Scarf, Iron Head sets, Stealth Rock setup, Healing Wish. It gets a multitude of moves. It's fairly versatile. Base 100, one of those mythical mons, you know. And yeah, all of these things are something to watch out for, or at least most of them. Then we got Mismagius. It's a second Terra Captain in Ghost, Fairy, and Fighting. I don't really anticipate Mismagius to come to this matchup over Flygon. I'm willing to be surprised though. If it does, I do think our matchup gets a little bit easier. But it's like Nasty Plots, 3 attacks is pretty good. Choice Scarf would be pretty good. Our team does have a decent amount of bulk on the special side, so we do take the hits, and it's fairly frail on the physical side, which means that we would knock it out pretty handily. It's got Crocalor as an unaware Eviolite user, so it's fairly bulky. Gets access to Slack Off, Flamethrower, Yawn, things of that nature. It can be a nuisance. However, if we are able to get up like Stealth Rocks or something, or some kind of hazard, then we don't have to worry about it, because typically they are Eviolates to be the bulky aspect of it, not heavy duty boots. But I really don't anticipate it to come to this matchup. Then he's got Brambleghast. I got cleaned up by a Brambleghast in one of my previous leagues, probably about a week or two ago. And I know what it can do as a Terramon. I don't think it's as valuable as a non-Terra. However, it does get access to like Choice Band Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, could be a Leech Seed set, could be just a Rapid Spin support, and it also has access to Strength Sap, which is something that we have to keep in mind. And then last but certainly not least on his team is the Weavile. It's always a threat. Dark and Ice Spam is a good offensive typing, and it does actually do pretty well into our team. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're not bringing Dragapult to the matchup. And you're like, Nick, Dragapult was the #1 pick. How can you not bring it? #1 pick of the draft, not just your team, the draft. How can you not bring it to every single week? I mean, you look at this guy's team. He's got access to Flygon, which can set up and deal with Dragapult fairly easily. Access to Azumarill, which as an Assault Vest set can deal with Dragapult fairly easily. Ursaluna deals with it fairly easily. Muck, good defensive check to it. Weavile, good offensive check to it. Brambleghast, good offensive check to it. It's a horrible matchup for Dragapult, so it's sticking on the bench today. He needs his rest. He's been carrying the team for our wins, and he needs a rest, and he's relying on the team to pick up a dub without him. So let's move in to, I expect my opponent to bring the DEOXYS-SPEED, the Ursaluna Blood Moon, the Alolan Muck, the Weavile, the Terra Flygon, probably Terra Steel, and the Jirachi. It's his top 6 picks outside of the Azumarill, maybe? Yeah, Azumarill with Weavile coming in over that. You look at that team, you're like, oh, it's very threatening, right? I do think that Azumarill could come maybe over Muck if you really wanted to. Mismagius over Flygon, maybe. I don't expect the Crocalor or the Brambleghast to show their faces for this match. All of that being said, let's dive into what we're bringing, why we're bringing it. We've got Colossal coming back, one of our Terra Captains rocking the leftovers as the item, Scald, Flamethrower, and Scorching Sands. We want to burn his physical attackers. That's what this guy is meant to do. We're Terra Water so that we can eat hits from like the Flygon, the Azumarill potentially, and we are Flame Body so that if they touch us, we have the potential to burn them, which is what we want to do. We have all 3 of the moves that we're using have the chance to burn, and we have Tar Shot. We can lower somebody's speed, and we can make it weak to fire for the Flamethrower. I love using Tar Shot Colossal. I would love to see it pop off and make room for something else on the team to come in and pick up a kill. It would just be pretty awesome. Next up, we've got Enel, another Terra Watermon coming back, rocking the leftovers as well. This is a weird set this week because the matchup was just difficult in general, and I had to bring some kind of funky set just to throw my opponent off guard and whittle things down. We have Thunder Wave. I want to get maybe a Thunder Wave off on a Terra Steel Flygon, a Weavile, Jirachi maybe, DEOXYS-SPEED potentially. Air Slash is our only move to hit the opponent, so it really doesn't do much into Jirachi, but that's okay. And then we're Substitute Endeavor set. Yeah, we're going to be really annoying this week, and that's the game plan for Kilowattrel. Next we got Zoro with an Assault Vest. We can live some hits from the Ursaluna Blood Moon, helps us live the vacuum waves a bit better. Ceaseless Edge just goes hard into this guy's team. Outside of Azumarill and a Terra, it even does pretty decent into a Terra Fairy Mismagius. Sucker Punch to pick things off, Aqua Cutter, and Flip Turn. This is also a dedicated check to the Deoxys as long as it's not carrying some kind of fighting move. Next, we've got Raiju coming back. This is our setup sweeper for the endgame. If we can get in after whittling some things down, or potentially just get in against something that has to proc our air balloon, we're sitting pretty, because we can get a Swords Dance up off in that set, and then just go for Dire Claws, Close Combats, and Shadow Claws. It hits everything on the team. Everything on the team will get KO'd after a Swords Dance goes off, unless it is like hella physical defense, max HP, and maybe a Resist Berry. We opted for Shadow Claw on Raiju over like something like Night Slash because I anticipate the Jirachi to probably be Colbur Berry if it's going to be a Resist Berry. I don't anticipate the Kasib. Kasib does make sense because I do have a Dragapult, but I think he has other checks to the Dragapult to where he could run Colbur, and Samurot's not going to be doing much to it. Next up, Hachi's making his debut, the Toadscruel. Leaf Storm is there for the Ursaluna Blood Moon. It does KO it outside of like an Assault Vest set. Foul Play is for all of those physical attackers, Knock Off to get rid of some items, and Rapid Spin for any hazards that he may want to go for. We are an Assault Vest set to help us with that Ursaluna Blood Moon, as well as the DEOXYS-SPEED. Last but certainly not least, Smoker's making his debut, I think. I think it's Smoker's debut. I know it's Hachi's debut. At this point, everybody will have played in at least one game, which is always fantastic. Smoker's coming in rocking that Strange Steam Flamethrower combination. Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp to follow it up. This is our Weavile check with Rocky Helmet. If it wants to go for a, what's the triple axle move? If it wants to go for triple axle, we'll do significant damage with Rocky Helmet, and nothing really wants to switch in to a Will-O-Wisp and get burned. So that's the team. That's what we're rocking with. We're going to try to get connected here with Flygon here shortly and get this match on the way, guys. Alrighty, we found Flygon pretty dang fast, which is pretty cool. So let's see what he decided to bring. Deoxys, Azumarill. So Dio, Azu, Ursa, Flygon, Jirachi, and Muck. So no Weavile. Ow. So I guess Weezing's gonna be there for Azu. That's cool. No worries. So no Weavile, and we have an Azu there instead. Oh, I can't believe you didn't bring Weavile with Dragapult being on the opposite side, but you know, go you. Okay. I don't mind a Zoro lead here. Zora's Assault Vest is really only good for, so it's good for DEOXYS and Ursaluna like we originally thought. We hit everything decently hard minus Azu, but we can just flip turn out and go into Wheezing, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. We said good luck, have fun in the chat. Let's get this battle on the way, guys. Oh, okay. I'm honestly really shocked that Weavile did not come. I'm sure he is shocked that Dragapult did not come. We did update our trainer card from this morning, so that's pretty cool. I had fun. Bubble Buddy, that's the Azu. Okay. That is the Azu for certain. Bubble Buddy, the Azu. Oh, we want Azu in against Samu. I don't think this thing is Choice Scarf. And it would have to be Jolly max speed to outspeed us and KO us with a play rough. So we risk it and we flip turn. Okay, yeah, he's not Choice Scarf, so that's cool. Is he Rocky Helmet? No, he's not Rocky Helmet. Okay, so Azu took roughly 14-ish%, and we go straight out into Wheezing here. And see what he wants to go for. Belly drum off rip. Belly drum off rip. Play rough comes out. Okay, that's cool. Play rough did 270. Took us down to 274. So it did 18%. That was like, that's an Adamant Azu. Yeah. Okay. No worries whatsoever, and we just, you know, we willow something that wants to come in here. Bubble Buddy goes out. Who's coming in? DEOXYS. Calling it right now. Unbearable. That's the Ursaluna. Will-O-Wisp miss. Will-O-Wisp miss. Okay, so we know that the Azu is definitely adamant. We don't know an item yet. Ursaluna kills us for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All he has to do is launch off a Blood Moon here. So I think I can just go out into Hachi and live the attack. He was definitely huge power though, so that means that Leaf Storm is fairly free. Let's turn the music down in my ear because that's really loud. So this should do less than 50. And it does. That did 44, which is normal for a modest set. I am just going to... He can't click Blood Moon again, right? And we don't know if he's leftovers. So I'm gonna click Knock Off because I live anything that he wants to go for here. And I want to get rid of something's item. So he can pretty freely just go for Blood Moons whenever he comes in, but we know he can't hit it again right now, which is great. So we've seen Blood Moon on the Ursa, and this dude is modest AF. We don't know the item. Flygoat comes in as Flygon. Knockoff comes off, and we see that it was a Lumberry. Fancy. So we do see Lum on the Flygon. Modest. Adamant. Cool. So Flygon in on Toedscruel. And it was Lum. Right? So Outrage is doing a lot. So is U-Turn is also doing a decent chunk. You know, I don't think he goes for an Earthquake. And I'm gonna risk that. I'm gonna risk him not going for an Earthquake and go out into my Colossal. Terra Water was only on Kilowatcher, was only there for the Weavile, so we can freely Terra with Colossal here. As my man goes probably for a Terra Steel if I had to guess, with a Terra Blast. Terra Steel should be doing 50-ish%. Not 50, that's not the Colossal, baby. That is Terra Steel like we thought. Terra Blast comes off, this should only be doing like 20-ish%. 331 from 416. Yeah, that did 20%. So that was like max Jolly or Adam. It could have been Adamant as well. We stay in. We can't hit Scorching Sands because it is Levitate. And we stay in, Terrastalize, and go for a Flamethrower. Flamethrower is relatively free outside of Azu. And Ursaluna comes out. So Tar Shot would have been really cool there, right? Flamethrower should be doing about 35% no fault to max HP. We're looking at... Okay, so that was... He doesn't have leftovers. Is he Assault Vest? That was what? So 100, 95, 90. So that did like 15-ish%. Yeah, I'd say he's Assault Vest. Okay. So if I can... Blood Moon is doing the most here, right? So I think... I don't know, I really don't want to stay in with this thing. Toadscroll can switch into one more Blood Moon. Easily. He has Assault Vest, it looked like. And Blood Moon comes off. 34. Takes us down to 34, that's fine. And he can Vacuum Wave if he wants to. I'm just going to go for a Leaf Storm. Because if he Vacuum Waves, then we know he has it. Then we know he has it. Ooh, that was a tough one. He is sitting at about... somewhere between 80 and 85. So Ursa is probably like, we'll say 83%. So that means that our Colossal did like 17-ish%. So yeah, we're gonna go with that he was Assault Vest. Or he could have been like max Sped F. No, he couldn't have been. He had to have been Assault Vest. Assault Vest and probably max Sped F. I'm just trying to get damage off on this thing right now. Okay, so he decides to switch out into Flygon? Yeah. Flygon, Terra Steel. He's sitting at about 55-ish%. So I am just going to go for a Foul Play and see if he wants to take me out or if he wants to try and set up in front of me. If he sets up to +1, then Foul Play should be able to pick up the kill. If not, then Sucker Punch. Samu will. He's thinking about his play. If he goes out into Azu, If he goes out in the Jirachi, it's pretty cool. Muck, meh. So we do go for the Foul Play. We are faster. Earthquake comes off. Okay, so we've seen Terra Blast, Steel, and Flygon picks up a kill on Toadscroll, but we did get good damage off, which is fantastic. Kilowattrel can come in here. He's not faster than... I don't think he's faster than Sneasler, but I don't want to show him that I am unburdened. And unburdened set rate, 329, no. He would be faster. No, I'm faster than no speed or Jolly. I'm gonna go out into Kilowattrel. Let me get Toad's Cruel off of the layout. I do. This guy's sitting at like what, 10-ish%. I'm gonna go for a substitute and see what he wants to go for. Earthquake doesn't hurt us. Terra Blast won't break this up. He does decide to switch out. Probably goes out into Blood Moon on Muck. Okay. So that's on her face. Muck is in. And I can just Thunder Wave anything that's not named Ursaluna. Right? So that's what we're gonna do. Thunder Wave comes off. Muck is going to come in and it is going to potentially break our sub with a knockoff. Okay. Definitely breaks our sub. So I can go out into Weezing's decent, but it's not going to allow me to pick up much momentum. Zoro's pretty good here. Drain Punch would be unfortunate, but I think we can go out into it. So Muck is in, he's probably going for a knockoff. He will probably knock off our Assault Vest, yeah. But it doesn't do much. He does get the Poison Touch, unfortunately. So we know that it's Poison Touch, P-Touch. I'm gonna go for a Ceaseless Edge so that I can get a layer of spikes up. Just to help out the rest of the team. I want to save Samurott for the Sucker Punch on Deoxys. We no longer have our Assault Vest, so we do have to remember that. Okay, who does he go out into? Ursaluna? Nope, Flygon. Good sack. Assuming that we connect. Ceaseless Edge comes off, and we get a layer of spikes up. Samurott picks up a kill on the Flygon. We do have one layer of spikes up, and he does not have any means of hazard removal at the moment. Ursaluna's pretty free here, to be honest with you. If Ursaluna comes out... no, what am I doing? Ursaluna into Samu. No Assault Vest. Vacuum Wave. Oh, Deoxys comes out, okay. It's hurt by the spikes. This is interesting. I mean, I probably... Nope. DEOXYS-SPEED. This is just, it's really weird. I don't know why he went out into this right now. I'm gonna go for a sucker punch. Okay, it fails, so what did he go for? Iron defense, good job. At +2 defense. I could Ceaseless Edge here. And I think that's the play. I'm gonna go for it. Iron defense up, okay. Does this thing get like body press? Doesn't get body press. It's like max defense though. And we do get another layer of spikes up. Weakness policy? Ooh, that's a good set. So iron. Weakness policy. He is sitting at +4, +2, +2, and he's like max defense. I think we have to go for a knuckle cutter. Focus Blast comes off and it misses? Yes! Can we crit? No crit, okay. Sucker Punch. Focus Blast missed, which was very fortunate. If he's like 0 speed, he was weakness policy. Kill a watch roll. Unfortunately, does not outspeed. Sucker Punch comes off. He does hit this. Let's see. Colossal. Yeah, I don't think there's a way out of this for me, to be honest with you guys. We lost both of those guys. And stored power is free. Right? Because Colossal won't live a hit. Sneasler definitely doesn't live it. I think we lose. The only hope is that he's like no speed, but even that doesn't bode well for us at all. I'm gonna Thunder Wave on the off chance of something. Yeah, I think we lose. DEOXYS is king, I guess. DEOXYS picks up 2 kills. Kilowatt roll goes down. Holy cow. Let me get them off the layout. Man, I did not expect that. Good plays, though. I appreciate it. Maybe I should have Sucker Punched twice. Maybe that would have helped. No, I don't know. I'm gonna Scald. Good plays. DEOXYS picks up another kill. Yeah, that's a GG. We can't come back from that one. Holy crap. Well, chalk that one up for another L. Who do I still have on the layout? Oh, I still have Samurai on layout. Let's see, Samurai's out. Weezing's about to go out. Good job, that's a 5-0, and we can't do anything about it. Flamethrower. Yep. Holy hell, man. Nothing I can do about it. He played that super well. I cannot be mad at that. Maybe Sash would have saved us here the 1 week that... Man, I cannot do anything with this Sneasler to save my life. DEOXYS is going to pick up this kill. I wish I had Fake Out at this point. I'm going to Shadow Claw. There's nothing else I can do. Store power, yep. GG's, man. You played that super fucking well, and I can't be mad about that. DEOXYS is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know of anything that I could have done to prevent that, to be honest with you. Maybe brought Metagross, but Metagross just didn't look good into the matchup, and that's okay. GG's, my guy. Hopefully we can bounce back next week. I guess we're gonna keep going 500. We're gonna try at least. GG Flygon, you played that well. Not mad. Absolutely astounded. Yeah, my name's Nick. I also go by Golden Guy, and I'm your coach of the Philadelphia Pinsirs. Peace, guys.